Hello everyone, this is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Today is Sunday, May 22nd. Hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend. All right, we're going to take a look at the SPY, the Dow, and maybe the VIX, but I want to take a look at a weekly and a daily time frame for both, and maybe VIX also. But right now we're going to start with the weekly on SPY. As you can see, this week was kind of mixed. We dropped down, got some recovery towards the end of the week. We did meet up with this resistance right here and failed to make a higher move over this area. So and it did close over the EMA 10 on the weekly, and the slow slow does look like it's going up. But as you can notice here, you have your stow just cracking here. And when it did that last time, you could see we came down over some time. But you did have some green candles in here, little green candles, but it always failed to make that higher high, and we stayed in our downtrend pattern. The potential that I see here with the MACD also is slowly fading towards this the green line, the zero line here before it starts heading under. Unless we break this week. So we'll have to see what happens coming into that. Taking a look at the daily though, dropping it down a little bit more here, and you could see if I line this up a little bit better here, you could see pretty much uh, we have not hit the longer term. Let's get rid of this one, make a new one. Have not hit the longer term downtrend line, which is here, but we are meeting the resistance with the shorter term trend line, which is this stack of candles right here. You can put it on the bodies, actually put it on the wick there, wick here, whoops, and wick here. So it failed to close over that, and it's under the EMA 10. So it's for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days now. It's staying under this EMA 10, which is creating some nice pressure to the downside. So basically, what we're looking at right now is a um, longer term consolidation basically is the way I'm looking at it. You could see you have this. Let's see, we'll come back to this one here, this low here, and that held a support on the daily. After we got oversold, we came back in and got another 1 day pop over here, but it's meeting this resistance. So your slow stow has cracked to the upside. Your regular stow looks like it's trying to make a move, but we'll have to see. It'll be an important week, I think, this week, based on what we see here for consolidation. I was talking about the head and shoulders pattern. You can be an inverted head and shoulders, or it could be a long-term head and shoulders. There's many different ways to look at it. But let's take a look at the Dow. We're going to start on the daily for the Dow too. For options expiration on Friday, that could have been the big move also. Who knows? But technically here you could see, let's pull this in a little bit so I can use this. So you could see on the Dow here that it's really just staying under the 10 on the daily at the same time. So it's really not getting aggressive to the upside. Short-term trend line is still not broken. It's just riding along that right here. Met that resistance and did not break through. So it looks like our trend line is still intact right now for the downside. You do have the two trend lines. So if this one breaks, then I would expect it to come up to here, but you're going to have to get through the EMA 10. You're going to have to get through the middle Bollinger Band. But your Bollinger Band starting to round to the downside too. So definitely something to keep an eye on this week. But your channel is definitely this here with these candles. That's basically what the buying and selling channel is right now. But we're not getting through the CMA 10, so we'll have to see what happens this week. It'll be pretty important. We could come up and hit this, or we could come crack this and head south. So we'll have to see what happens. Taking a look at the weekly, which is more important in my opinion, based on a longer term outlook. Is your stow has moved to the downside, and it's following pretty quick. You have 4 red candles. You did close underneath the EMA 10 for the first time since back in December, and when that took place, you could see here that we just epically rolled over. So potentially that could happen again. Last time you closed over here under the EMA 10, same thing happened. We rocked to the downside. So EMA 10 is pretty important here. So this candle this week could be potentially pretty big to the downside, unless we get some real strong buying power to the upside, but you can see a stool has crossed, and MACD is slowly coming down to this zero line. So the next couple of weeks, I think the next 3 weeks are going to be pretty important. Um, Basically, what could take place at two situations. One is a breakout to the upside, and two is, basically following this structure here where it came down to the 200, or it would come down to this trend line that we have in place here. But you could get a stack of candles like this because we're under the EMA 10, or they can get a stack of candles like this, which is pretty big. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that based on what we're looking at. But the Dow looks like it's going to make an 11% move to the downside. That was 11%. This was 11%. And potentially we can get that 11% also. And here's the downtrend line for that right now. With the nice cross here, you can see everything's looking good. So the downside does look like there's more potential than there is for the upside at this point for me. So we'll have to see what happens there. So keep an eye on the Dow and the SPY this week, and we will see what is next. The channel is in place. We made the low, made the high, made the low, made the high. Do we make another low, or do we break out to the upside? I guess it's data dependent. We will see you tomorrow in live chat. If you'd like to join us, just become a silver member. If not, have yourself a great week. I will be putting up videos all through the week on my YouTube channel for our followers and also members. We're going to take a look at a couple of great things today, so make sure you check that video out. All right, everyone, have yourself a fantastic day.